All right, so I'm gonna play this all the way through. I'm gonna give you my analysis. So let's get into it. All right, so now, matter of fact, let's just look at it one more time from a different perspective. All right. Now, basically, what you're looking at, this is a great example of how, at times, computer can basically be unguardable. At times, right? You will have many scenarios where you will attempt to guard a computer, but it's like the game will just arbitrarily move you out of the way or force you to go into a defensive animation that's going to basically allow them to score with ease, right? So now, two things right here. I'm on my guy right here, right? It's my guy. So he's coming down and he gets the ball. So a lot of times what I do is I'll play off the defense at an angle, right? I like to kind of give them, a little, cut to the basket, right? But what happens is when I see the pass coming, I try to just run up on the computer, right? I try to just get in front of them and just stick them, right? And what happens is that you can see there's a moment where the game is like it thrusts me far ahead of where I attempt to land at, right? You can see it if there's a moment where you can kind of see my guy kind of get snatched forward. It's like he slightly starts to jerk, right? These are animation triggers, right? This is what I refer to as animation triggers. When you're, you make a sudden sharp or a sudden hard movement in a certain direction or whatever the case may be, right? So, and the purpose of that was to give him this opening, right? So I see that coming, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just change to my power forward or center, whatever he is. So I change to my guy, and I want to cut in front of him or rail him off the side, and basically, get into a position where I could still intervene and him potentially getting a clean look at a layup, right? So, in my attempt to do this, the game kind of does something not exactly the same, but it does a similar thing. Well, it does something with a similar purpose, right? Because I try to cut in front of him, but instead of being allowed to cut in front of him, I'm forced to whip around him, right? You get what I'm trying to get? I'm forced to, instead of being able to cut him off or just stick to him and ride him all the way to the no homo. Instead of being allowed to just rail him all the way to the basket, like a lot of times computer, I know y'all know it, computer in these situations, when you're trying to cut and you get a blow by on them, they magnetize to your hip and they just, they ride you, no homo, all the way to the basket, right? They rail you all the way to the basket, throw off your whole shot. Even if you make it, the purpose is to throw off your shot. But in this instance, I'm forced to get behind him, right? I'm forced to allow him to get this opening, this clear look at the rim, this clear look at the basket, right? This is a scenario where they want the man to score, right? And it's really not much that I could have done about it, but it was decided that, computer gets this bucket. This is that gimmicky, theatrical element of 2K, right? Where they're, they part the fucking sea for a computer to get a bucket because they're trying to, they're trying to open the offense up for them. They're trying to open up, or remove the defense and give them some sort of theatrical, ooh, he made it to the basket past two defenders and scored. Ooh, like that whole theatrical gimmicky element of basketball. But things like that happen in real basketball. It happens naturally, and it happens because the defense actually just couldn't guard the man. But in 2K, they force a situation like this to occur, right? So it's not that you cannot guard the man. The algorithm is saying you are not going to be allowed to guard him because he's going to score because he's good like that. And this is what happens in basketball. So we're going to make it happen on the video game rather than allowing it to take place naturally, right? But anyway, peace.